connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
Hey everybody, Good Morning Idaho. It's good to have you along. I'm senior reporter Roland Barris on this Thursday morning, and we've got a lot to get to today from our large team of neighborhood reporters like Lorian Nettleton coming up this half hour following the trial of a former Filer teacher accused of rape, and the jury was unable to come to a verdict and the judge had to declare a mistrial. We'll have the very latest on that. Plus, nationally, new tariffs took effect overnight. We're going to break down the widespread impacts of that as well as what everyday items you may now have to pay more for. We'll get to all those stories coming up. First, though, the latest on our weather. Sophia Cruz, you get ready to head out the door. It's going to be a beautiful day, cooler temperatures. I love this. Not a lot of smoke either. Yeah, it is really nice. So you read my mind, Roland. It's just nice weather. It's Friday Eve. Pretty soon we'll be at our weekend, and I feel like right now is the best time to, if you are planning to do something outside and you want that nice cool weather, lower 60. So if you're getting ready to head downtown, it's a nice quiet start to the day. Not very many commuters out just yet, but it is pretty early. As far as suggestions on what to wear today, it's going to be similar to yesterday, but a lot cooler throughout the afternoon. So if in the morning you maybe grab a light jacket, lower 60s, I won't blame you. But as we head into afternoon and lunch, you're going to just really want those short sleeves, some sunglasses. We'll see partly cloudy conditions and still plenty of sunshine as we approach dinner time with lower 80s. So nice numbers today, Roland, and it's going to even be better tomorrow. Looks that way. Thanks, Sophia. Appreciate it. Getting us started on the right foot this morning. All right, we start in the news now with some disturbing allegations coming out of the Boise School District. Our Riley Shoemaker got an exclusive interview with a mom who says her 8-year-old son was repeatedly sexually assaulted on school grounds.
What allegedly happened inside a Boise elementary school bathroom has now led to a $50 million legal claim. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker sitting down exclusively with the mother about the disturbing allegations involving her 8-year-old son.
He doesn't understand what happened to him. He doesn't want to go to school because he thinks everybody's mean. And that's really hard for me to hear because he is such a kind, sweet person. And
this Boise mom says her son's entire view of friendship and trust changed after what he finally revealed just before finishing 4th grade.
He came out and told me essentially that one of his friends had assaulted him.
She says it happened more than once in a bathroom at Hillcrest Elementary. She believes school staff knew about problematic behavior but failed to act or notify families.
He was groping other children at school. That was a regular issue that the SRO was aware of.
The tort claim filed just this week outlines concerns that the school district acted negligently, failed to report abuse, and violated her son's constitutional rights. The document states the assaults took place in a bathroom with no adult monitoring, despite prior knowledge that one of the boys involved had behavioral issues.
He had assaulted him and essentially was using scare tactics and control mechanisms to keep him under control so he didn't tell anybody.
The tort claim asks the district for $50 million in damages. The mother tells me she's now considering homeschooling her son as a result of the heavy financial and emotional toll.
I decided to just do Uber and Lyft because it's more flexible so that I can homeschool my son. And that's going to take a cut from my pay. Like, there's just all sorts of things that are going to be, and he's going to have lifelong problems.
Through her legal action, she says she's pushing for more than just a settlement. She wants systematic change and accountability.
I mean, we shouldn't have to worry about sending our kids to school and them being assaulted.
A spokesperson for the Boise School District tells Idaho News 6, quote, "While we will not discuss pending litigation at this time, we want to reassure our families that the safety and well-being of our students and staff remain our highest priority. We are committed to transparency and will continue to uphold the standards our community expects from us." The tort claim could lead to a lawsuit, and it's one of several the district has faced this year. We will continue to bring you coverage on this right here on Idaho News 6. I'm neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, Idaho News 6.
This morning, President Trump's sweeping new tariffs now in effect on nearly every U.S. trading partner. The tariffs range from 10% all the way up to 41%, with nearly 70 countries impacted.
The tariffs, I think, we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs.
The White House says the rates were determined largely based on the trade deficit the U.S. has with those trading partners. It comes nearly a week after President Trump delayed his so-called reciprocal tariffs on some of the country's top trading partners. Trump says the tariffs will incentivize companies to build more products here in the U.S. However, experts caution these tariffs could cost Americans more money on everything from electronics and toys to clothing and furniture. A report from Yale Budget Lab shows it could cost the average household an additional $2,400 this year. The White House's top trade advisor defending Trump's new tariff policy, saying it will level the playing field.
If you and I had this conversation in the first term of the Trump administration in 2018, you would have asked me the same question. And you would have had people's heads on fire saying there would be inflation. There was no inflation. So that's not going to be a problem this time around.
At the White House this week, the CEO of Apple announcing a $100 billion investment in U.S. production, allowing the company to avoid a steep new tariff on foreign semiconductors.
But in most, we could be maybe 3-5% of production that would be in the U.S. versus the vast majority that will continue to be in China as well as India. If you produce anything in the U.S., by definition, it's going to raise prices.
When asked whether he's concerned about tariffs raising prices for American consumers, Trump saying the only price that spiked is the hundreds of billions of dollars coming in. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
The city of Boise has been removed from a list of sanctuary jurisdictions originally published by the Department of Homeland Security. In May, Boise was listed as one of 500 places accused of violating, obstructing, or defying federal immigration laws. However, in a new list published today by the Justice Department, 18 cities were identified as having impeded laws, policies, or regulations, and Boise was not included on the updated list.
The trial of a former Filer teacher accused of rape comes to a close, the jury unable to make a verdict, the judge formally declaring a mistrial. I'm your Twin Falls neighborhood reporter Lori in Nettleton, and I was in the courtroom as the defendant, Jacob Mischler, took the stand.
Did you ever act on those feelings? No. Did you ever try to kiss her? Did you ever try to grope her? No. Did you ever get into the shower with her? No.
Mischler took the stand on day 2 of the trial after the defense had cross-examined the victim, who started her testimony on Tuesday.
I just want to make sure that I understand some of your testimony from yesterday. You're claiming that on 2 separate occasions in 2010 and 2011, Jacob groped you, fondled you, and generally molested you sexually. Is that right?
The victim told jurors, quote, "I can't count on my hands how many times he molested me," unquote. In her closing arguments, Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Suzanne Ehlers said the victim's testimony was compelling evidence.
Don't accept to believe that what she's saying must not be true because of some unknown reason. There's been no credible reason that she lied to the police provided to you by the defense. You have no reason to disbelieve what she says.
Defense attorney Michael Danielson said her long silence should be called into question.
She was silent until late 2022, early 23. She claims she finally told the victim. And when she filled out a sworn written statement that day, claiming that she had been molested more than a decade earlier, she remained silent when it comes to rape.
But still, it wasn't enough for the jury to reach a consensus after 5 hours of deliberation. A scheduling conference set before the end of the month will help determine whether to retry the case. I'm your Twin Falls neighborhood reporter Lori in Nettleton, Idaho News 6.
A new digital sign aims to improve safety for drivers traveling along Highway 55. ITD says the new sign will be located just before Rainbow Bridge, giving drivers real-time alerts about wildfires, traffic delays, and other emergencies before entering the canyon. Installation begins today and will take several days to complete. Drivers can expect a single-lane closure with flaggers directing traffic. Just down the road, drivers can also expect delays as crews continue with maintenance work on the Rainbow Bridge. Drivers will face lane restrictions Monday through Thursday until mid-September. The future of this iconic bridge is still up in the air as ITD weighs whether to preserve or dismantle the structure. You can find the full story on idahonews6.com.
After the break, details on a controversial raid by immigration agents at a Home Depot parking lot. It is 12 minutes past the hour, everyone. Let's take a look at your national headlines this morning. President Donald Trump has enacted a new wave of tariffs on dozens of America's trading partners. The rates now vary substantially by country, replacing the previous 10% minimum tariff. The White House says existing tariffs have raised more than $100 billion in revenue, but economists warn these more aggressive tariffs could trigger higher inflation and slower job growth. The Kremlin says Russian President Putin and U.S. President Trump have agreed to meet in the coming days. A top Russian official says the venue has been decided but has not been announced. This would be their first meeting since Trump returned to office. Meanwhile, a new Gallup poll shows most Ukrainians now want a negotiated settlement to the 3-year war and to bring it to an end. Only 1/4 of Ukrainians still support fighting until victory. That's down from 3/4 back in 2022. And a new technology issue grounded the United Airlines flights at major U.S. airports Wednesday. Talk about a nightmare. More than 1,000 flights were delayed after problems with the airline's pneumatic system. The FAA halted United flights headed to Chicago, Denver, Newark, Houston, and San Francisco. United says the issue was resolved late Wednesday, but some service disruptions will likely continue into today. The airline promised to help affected customers reach their destinations. Now this morning to a controversial raid by immigration agents targeting a Home Depot parking lot. The raid sparking protests and their tactics drawing similarities to a story from ancient Greece. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
Protests in Los Angeles last night after an immigration raid being dubbed Operation Trojan Horse.
Bro, they got raided right now.
It unfolded just before 7 a.m. ICE agents pulling up to a Home Depot, waiting in the back of a rented Penske moving truck before opening the doors, jumping out, and detaining vendors and day laborers. The Department of Homeland Security saying it arrested 16 undocumented immigrants from Mexico and Central America. But critics claim the raid was illegal because of a decision last week by an appeals court which upheld a temporary restraining order against indiscriminate immigration stops and arrests in 7 California counties.
Whatever terms of that temporary restraining order, it's only as effective as somebody's willingness to enforce it.
DHS claims the MS-13 gang has a chokehold on the area where the raid was conducted, which is why that location was chosen.
The question moving forward really depends on whether Judge Frimpong thinks there was compliance. If she doesn't, if she decides to hold the U.S. government in contempt, and then what happens next? Do they stop these raids, or do they continue to try and push forward?
The raid coming just one day after federal officials announced plans to expand an immigrant detention center in Indiana by 1,000 beds. Homeland Security calling the facility, not far from where the Indy 500 is held, the Speedway Slammer, and releasing this image showing a race car with a prison in the background. The car in the image bears the number 5, the same number as IndyCar driver Pato O'Ward, the only Mexican driver in the IndyCar series. O'Ward responding to the image, saying, "I was just a little bit shocked at the coincidences." IndyCar says it was not aware of any plan to use that imagery. It's requested DHS not use it going forward. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
All right, good morning, everyone. Glenna sent in this photo of this beautiful sunflower growing over her house. It's located in Star, which is our neighborhood of the day. Nice numbers this afternoon and beautiful weather. I'll show you the rest of the week ahead coming up.
Sophia Cruz with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
All right, well, happy Friday Eve, everyone, and welcome back. Your time right now is 6:18, and as we start to get ready for what's going to be a really good afternoon ahead, I do want to give you a forefront warning. Red flag warning is in place as you make your way over into the eastern portion of Idaho. So from our Magic Valley up all the way towards Rexburg, where you see all of this pink, we have critical wildfire conditions because of low relative humidity values, so just really dry air at the surface and then some gusty winds we'll see into this afternoon. Now, we're not included in this, but it's just a warning in case you are traveling, so be sure to avoid the outdoor burning today. Now, as far as what changes we're expecting, It's going to come for this afternoon and even better for tomorrow. So we have this trough that's slowly making its way through the region. As it does, this is increasing the cloud coverage up towards our north. So where you see all these clouds coming in, a few showers falling from Lewiston into Spokane. But overall for us, what this is going to do is provide breezy and cooler weather to end our work week. So we look pretty nice today. You get nice, comfortable mid-80s. Still a bit toastier out there in some spots with 90 coming your way in Glenns Ferry. If you're in our mountains, those comfortable mid-70s will follow you into your afternoon. But by tomorrow, we look even better. You got lower 80s across your valley floor. So tomorrow is going to be one of the best days of the week. Again, this is really nice because we get some relief from the summertime heat, which 80s are always nice. But when you take a look at our temperature outlook, this is where things are going to start to eventually heat up again. So next week, you'll notice that we have a hotter than normal temperature outlook. So what this means is where you see all this yellowish orange, we have good confidence to see above average temperatures. And while that's not necessarily our favorite thing because sometimes that makes us return to the mid-90s, sometimes even upper 90s if we get pretty toasty. It's the entirety of the U.S., so we're all really sitting through this heat wave together, it looks like. But the one thing we can at least count on for the short time and short period we have is that nice cool and breezy weather that we'll see this afternoon leading us into tomorrow, which is our Friday, so even better news. Now we got wind gusts upwards towards 20 miles per hour into this afternoon. By the evening ahead, same story. So these breezy conditions are not going to follow you just for today, but also by Friday afternoon. You'll notice that we start to see it really primarily over into the Magic Valley. Still a little gusty here, but we start to see calmer winds into our Saturday morning. So eventually calmer conditions will come into play. As far as changes go, we may see a few pop up and isolated showers from Baker City up towards our north, but otherwise it's going to be pretty quiet for many of us. So you got mid-80s at least through Saturday to enjoy. The next week, those lower to upper 90s are going to return. So the summertime heat is making a return. It's just around the corner.
It's county fair season here in Idaho, and the Jerome County Fair is celebrating 105 years.
Starting on Monday, the Jerome County Fair continues all week, wrapping up on Saturday with a full slate of live entertainment, carnival rides, great food, and all the farm animals you can handle.
In McCall, Toby's Thrift Shop is more than just a thrift shop. It's a location for people with disabilities to come and learn how to interact with people and customers and learn about life.
Bonjour, messieurs and madame. Welcome back to Toby's place. Well, you guys just came in on the right day. We've got our knickknacks half off their original prices throughout this entire week.
The second you walk into Toby's place, you're greeted by someone like Anthony.
$13.91 is your total.
We need your stuff.
Or founder Susie Roner. Toby's place was years in the making. Why? Why Toby's place?
Why Toby's place?
Yeah.
Well, it started when I was working with a young boy with that's on the autism spectrum, named Toby.
Toby's place empowers people with developmental disabilities to live purposeful lives.
It's right across that way.
Like my new friend Jaden, who helps bake dog treats. I had to get some for my dog, of course. Which cook you think Bailey would like?
What size?
Medium. She's medium.
Medium.
Like a average size, a Labrador, about this big.
Okay, he get 2 biscuits for a day.
2?
Yeah.
1 in the morning and 1 at night?
Yeah.
I asked a customer from Michigan why he stopped in.
I heard about the place through my friend. I'm a special needs parent. I've got a daughter named Juliana. It's got Down syndrome. She's 24 years old. And so I wanted to come in and support the group here and buy a few things and just kind of get to know the community as well.
Besides the busy thrift shop, they partner with Tamarack Resort to help area kids get fitted and sized up for ski season. Their Shred Shed gets all sorts of ski equipment donated to them all season long.
How's your guys' day going?
Toby's place has limited housing for those 18 and older, but Susie has bigger plans for a much larger housing project. Local businesses have already committed to donating materials for the 48-unit facility, so all they need now is...
The biggest thing for us, Don, is to figure out the where to put it. We need the land.
Susie Ronan wants to thank everyone in the McCall neighborhood and community for all they do to help.
All right, thanks for joining us this morning on Good Morning Idaho, helping you get a good start on your day. We've got a lot more in store in our last half hour. Here's what's still to come from your neighborhood reporters.
It's a big day at Micron. 5 apprentices graduated and 1 with big goals.
The Treasure Valley is home to hundreds of small and medium-sized businesses, and the College of Western Idaho is unrolling a new program aimed at filling more jobs.
Connecting neighborhoods across the Treasure and Magic Valleys, telling stories from within our communities. This is Good Morning Idaho.
Good to have you along, everyone, this morning. I'm senior reporter Roland Barris on this Thursday with a lot to get to this half hour from our neighborhood reporters. This is what we've got in store. A new story this morning from our Keith Burrell highlighting a new program at the College of Western Idaho. It is designed to prepare students to not just be skilled workers, but also strong leaders. Plus, Cherry Lane Library in Meridian. It's a very popular one. It's set for closure for renovations this weekend. We're going to show you what it's all going to look like when it's done. And all that is coming up. But first, let's check in on our weather with Sophia Cruz and get ready to head out the door. It's going to be a beautiful morning.
Yeah, it's going to be nice and cool. It's also Friday Eve, so happy Friday Eve to you. The weekend is just right around the corner. Now, I do want to give you a heads up if you are traveling for your weekend, or maybe you're heading out today on a camping trip and it's over to our eastern portion of Idaho. You'll notice that from the Magic Valley over really way to the far east, we have a red flag warning in place. This is going to be through 9 o'clock today. This is just due to gusty winds we'll see this afternoon, as well as our low relative humidity values, so just dry air near the surface. Now, what you should wear as far as suggestions go, you've got lower 60s heading out for breakfast, 80s by dinner time. Short sleeves are still going to be a good option today, even some shorts and definitely some sunglasses as they get ready for the rest of the day. It's a nice day out here. We haven't had too many problems with the forecast, Roland.
All right, gonna get the shorts on in a little while. All right, thanks, Sophia, appreciate it. We start this half hour with team coverage on Micron, such a huge part of our community. As the company works to finish its new multi-billion-dollar fabrication plants, it's getting national attention for its efforts to fuel the workforce of the future in a pretty unique way. Here's more on Idaho's launch program, followed by our Sahana Patel, highlighting the latest class of graduates. The stakes at Micron could not be higher, with billions invested into America's best chance to compete on a global scale in the world of chip manufacturing and artificial intelligence.
It is incredibly important to this country and to the world that cutting-edge semiconductor technology be produced in this country, and in my mind, produced right here in Boise, Idaho.
Governor Brad Little was joined in that sentiment by U.S. Secretary of Labor Lori Chavez DeRemer.
You guys hold the key to the most highly skilled and successfulness of this nation. The governor is correct. We're counting on you. The president is counting on you.
She's addressing the apprentices preparing to train their way into jobs at Micron. It's a company that was once run by Steve Appleton, a man who got his start on the manufacturing floor. And he started a trend.
I started my career working on the manufacturing floor because when you learn to work on the floor, you understand how manufacturing can be optimized, how every single part of the process is important.
As we previously reported, Governor Little has implemented a statewide apprenticeship program called Launch, designed to give young Idahoans an option besides college to enter well-paying jobs in high-demand careers. Micron is helping to train 46 apprentices, 5 of whom have already graduated, to be able to handle the equipment that will be going in to those fabrication plants in the future. They got paid while they learned on the job, and many more are likely to follow in their footsteps. Reporting from Southeast Boise, I'm senior reporter Roland Barris, Idaho News 6.
A milestone moment at Micron as the company's first ever apprenticeship class graduates. I'm your Southeast Boise neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel, finding out what's next for one new technician. Graduates from Micron's inaugural Registered Apprenticeship Program took the stage at Micron's Boise headquarters, receiving certificates of completion, officially promoting them into technician roles.
It is so rewarding. In the first class, they are taking a risk. It's a brand new program, and this first cohort is very special because they really helped co-create this program.
The program, which covers full-time pay and college tuition, launched in 2022 and currently has 41 apprentices in training. One of the first to finish, Olivia Zurenberg, who took a chance on the program at just 18 years old.
My parents actually work here, so they were like, well, it's a great company, it's good to get your foot in the door, so I actually just decided to apply, and now I'm full-time. and I'm 20.
She spent 18 months balancing full-time training with college courses at CWI.
It takes incredible commitment. They're doing their studies, they're doing their work, but at the end, they have a job waiting for them.
They just understand what it's like to go to school and work at the same time.
And she's not done yet. Zierenberg is heading to Boise State this fall to study applied science while working full-time.
So I'm hoping to get in some sort of leadership role in the future.
So you're still doing work in school?
Yep. Yep, starting in a couple weeks.
Micron also welcomed in a new group of 22 apprentices. Zierenberg has a message for them.
It's going to take a lot of grit. No one's qualified till they're there. So as much as school can teach you, it's never going to teach you as much as just the actual on-the-job experience.
Anyone with a high school degree or GED can apply for the apprenticeship program. I'm your Southeast Boise neighborhood reporter, Sahana Patel, for Idaho News 6.
The U.S. Department of Interior is reversing the Lava Ridge Wind Project, previously approved by the Biden administration. As we've reported, the Lava Ridge Project would have built more than 230 wind turbines across 57,000 acres near Jerome. President Donald Trump signed a temporary halt in January in order to review all federal wind projects. Idaho Governor Brad Little followed that move just one day later, signing an executive order to direct state agencies to cooperate with the review process. You can see our complete coverage of the Lava Wind Project online at idahonews6.com.
CWI is schooling up Idaho's future leaders. A new BAS, Bachelor of Applied Science program, is designed to launch students into leadership positions in Idaho workplaces. Idaho businesses don't just need workers, they need leaders. The ultimate goal of CWI's new program, getting those that are good at their trade up the company ladder.
And it is how you can translate those technical skills and broaden them so that you can actually go out on your own.
David Peterman is the former CEO of Primary Health. He estimates 80% of Treasure Valley businesses are small to medium in size and will need qualified managers as they expand.
Those businesses have a crying need for, in a sense, first-level managers. And this program from CWI will provide those kind of managers.
Since retiring, he reflects with me on the growth he experienced with clinics as the valley grew around.
We, of course, needed the standard staff, front office, back office, but we needed managers.
The curriculum hits 5 essentials: strategic thinking, complex decision-making, emotional intelligence, analytical skills, and those make-or-break crucial conversations.
You don't have to be the HR expert, but you do have to know what questions to ask them to get the information you need from a variety of areas so that you can then distill that and make a complex decision. We really have geared this towards working adults who are looking for the know-how.
The program is officially launching this year and already has 40 students applied for this semester, and that's above the goal of 25 for the first year. From campus, I'm your Nampa neighborhood reporter Keith Burrell for Idaho News 6.
It's 25 minutes before the hour. Let's take a look at what's happening in your neighborhood today. It is the first Thursday of the month, and Jump in downtown Boise is celebrating per tradition, along with the normal interactive and family-friendly activities. This month, they are bringing you a sneak peek into their local artist showcase coming up on the 16th. You can find a full itinerary of activities at jumpboise.org. On the Boardwalk Plaza in Garden City, it's an evening of tastes and tunes along the Greenbelt from 5 to 7. Local artists and bands putting on performances while you can grab a bite or a glass and soak in the sunshine. A live performance is also going on every Saturday and Sunday from 4 to 6 if you missed tonight. And later tonight, hit country band Old Dominion along with Ernest and special guest Red Farron performing at the Ford Idaho Center, a part of their How Good Is That World Tour. The band is set to take the stage at 7 o'clock tonight. Tickets are on sale now and are going fast.
In Meridian, I have the details on the renovations in store for the Cherry Lane Library. On Saturday, Meridian's Cherry Lane Library branch will close for renovations as part of the plant facility levy passed by Meridian voters in 2019. Meridian neighborhood reporter Ali Tripke and library leaders gave me a tour of what will be new in the branch and where book lovers can go in the meantime. Meridian Library District leaders have seen Meridian's largest and oldest library on Cherry Lane become a bookmark in the community's story.
This was such an important space for my family when my kids were little. They're all moved on and grown up, but I can give back by being on the board.
Meridian neighbors have loved this library since 1997, but now it's overdue for improvements. In its next chapter, the building will see upgrades to its HVAC and plumbing systems, new restrooms, and staff areas.
This area here will actually be our program space.
The redesign is all about giving the community a library that fits their needs. So the story is to build a bigger room for group programming, provide more digital resources, and improve spaces for different age groups.
One of the cool things that we're going to be adding into the children's space will be a sensory space.
While Cherry Lane hits pause, staff will assist other library locations, and these books will be checked out to other branches. And the Bookmobile will still offer quality after-school programs for students in the neighborhood. After successful branch openings in South, North, and downtown Meridian, the Cherry Lane renovation is the final volume in the 4-part series funded by the 2019 levy. Like a good story, stick around for the ending because once doors reopen, readers can expect more parking, larger outdoor storytime spaces, a 24-hour holds room, and more. Renovations are expected to last a little over a year depending on how construction goes, with reopening set for late 2026 or early 2027. I'm Meridian neighborhood reporter Ali Tripke for Idaho News 6.
Caldwell's annual community baby shower is here. I'm your Caldwell neighborhood reporter, Leslie Solis, and I spoke with local organizations to learn more about how this event supports our community while they prepare for the big day. Having a baby should be joyful, but for many Kane County families, it can be a time of desperate need. One woman saw this struggle and took action. For 5 years, Allison Moulton has transformed the lives of new mothers through the Caldwell Community Baby Shower.
Like our first child, maybe we had a baby shower, people maybe gave us gifts, and it's hard to imagine having a baby and not having an outfit to put that baby in to take him home from the hospital.
The impact is enormous. Donated items flow through multiple local organizations, reaching teen mothers, families in crisis, and those struggling to make ends meet. Julie Yamamoto with the Assistance League witnesses the emotional impact firsthand. The organization creates treasure-filled duffel bags for mothers with nothing.
We do over 400 baby bundles.
These aren't just supplies, they're lifelines. For many mothers, these gifts provide a moment of joy during a stressful time.
To see our community, we understand that times are tough and that it's harder to make money last through the month, and our community still steps up.
If you'd like to donate, the baby shower open house will be held this Thursday at the train depot. For event times or to learn how you can become a recipient through these local organizations, visit idahonews6.com. I'm your Caldwell neighborhood reporter Leslie Solis for Idaho News 6.
Star, you've got a star sunflower here. Glenda sent this in yesterday, and that sunflower is growing over the top of her house. You've also got nice weather coming your way this afternoon. I'll show you the rest of the week ahead coming up.
Love Your Neighborhood, brought to you by ICCU.
This week's Love Your Neighborhood is located right here at Flowing Springs Ranch in Roby Creek, where you can come and explore the great outdoors.
House was completed in 1978, so it's been around since 40s,
I am an outfitter located up in Roby Creek, Idaho. We've been in the industry of serving the public for about 30 years. We have a 100-acre home base, and we have several cabins, and that people can rent out. For people that stay, they love the peacefulness, the outdoors, of course, and just kind of the serenity of it. They're getting away from the hustle and bustle, right? I'd say the horseback riding is the most popular. Adults get a full-on lesson on how to ride a horse.
This is a ranch horse. This is Zephyr. He's one of our highly trained horses. Okay, so we're going to imagine that this is the reins in our hand.
Okay.
So this is our steering wheel.
Okay.
We go over the concept of pressure and release. which is how you communicate with a horse. And then I go over how you actually ask horses to do stuff. You know, turning, stopping, how do you ask the horse to go forward? That's my main goal, is that people can feel safe and know that they can come here and enjoy a horse in the wilderness like it's supposed to be. But you're gonna take a couple hops.
Okay.
And you're gonna swing your leg over like a bicycle. That's why I like to hold on here. I want people who maybe think of horses as something that they can't do and understand that they can do it. Very graceful. And there's people who are willing to help them learn how to do it.
So this little tree right here, if you see this is called a choke cherry. You can eat those. Those have got big seeds in the middle, so you got to be careful.
These type of businesses support the use of our public lands as well. And I think public lands is probably one of the most important aspects of an outfitting business for that. So anytime you hear the notion of sell the public land or transfer it to private, you know, the whole entire population is giving up their heritage.
Yeah.
And I think that's often not understood.
And that's a wrap on this week's Love Your Neighborhood. Come check out Flowing Springs Ranch and unplug for a bit. Sophia Cruz, Idaho News 6.
Sophia Cruz with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
All right, well, welcome back. It's 6:48. If you maybe are getting ready for some horseback riding this weekend, Flowing Springs Ranch is a good place to go to, especially before we start entering the busy season with school being back and everyone returning to fall. Either way, it still feels really nice. So you've got mid-60s as you head out for your morning today. So if you're getting that early horseback riding in, it's nice and clear to start the day over here in Twin Falls. A few clouds lingering out, but we'll slowly see clearer conditions as you make your way towards lunchtime. Now, as far as temperatures go, it's really nice in the morning. So if you have anything outside you need to do, the morning times are the best times to get it done. You've got mid-60s heading into your valley floors right now, waking up to 45 over in Stanley. And as we get ready for the afternoon ahead, it's going to feel a lot nicer than yesterday. Still on the warmer end, you've got lower 90s heading into Glenns Ferry, mid 80s traveling through our valley floors, lower 70s coming through our mountains. So it feels pretty good overall. Flip the page over to tomorrow, Friday. Everybody loves Friday, but it's also going to feel really good tomorrow. It's going to be the coolest day of the week. You get lower 80s to mid 80s stretching into your valley floors. Not very much change coming for those mountains, but those mid 70s will continue on. All right, our futurecast shows us that as we head into our morning, we will see a few isolated showers from Pendleton into Baker City, mostly clouds just for us. And as we get ready for the afternoon, you'll notice that these small little wind vectors, they get closer together. So that's showing us that we are looking at gusty conditions today, upwards towards 20 miles per hour. By tomorrow morning, those wind gusts continue on. We don't really see too much change on this map, but mostly just clear skies. So if you have any outdoor activities you need to do today or tomorrow, is going to be the great days to do them, because as we get ready for next week, this shows us August 13th through the 17th. It's going to get hotter than normal. So we have high confidence in looking at above average temperatures, but it's not just us, it's the entirety of the U.S. So we're all really going to be sitting through this little heat wave we'll be experiencing together. When I say heat wave, it will get pretty toasty out there, and I think we will possibly reach one day, maybe next week, where we could see triple digits. But for us right now, the main concern is going to be hot and dry weather next week. So I wouldn't even be surprised if we're looking at maybe even some red flag warnings. We haven't seen much rain, and there's not much rain on this forecast, but we have a little bit before we get to that. You still got Friday, Saturday with those mid 80s to enjoy. By Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and even Wednesday of next week, those 90s are going to be back on the board. If we do see a triple digit day, it would possibly be Tuesday. But otherwise, plenty of sunshine on here still. Just start preparing for that heat. It is going to make its way and back on our forecast just next week. What also is back is our morning commute. Let's get you ready to head into work.
Idaho News 6 traffic is brought to you by Champion Windows.
All right, it is 6:51, and we are giving you a look of downtown where the clouds are overhead, making for a bit of a cooler morning out there. But it is Friday Eve, so you've got places to go, right? Tomorrow's the best commute of the week. Today's almost there, but you've got right now a pretty quiet commute no matter where you're traveling from. We haven't seen very much change on this map this morning. It's all pretty green for us. So showing you I-84 at Cuna Meridian, eastbound lane starting to pick up and grow heavier, so heads up if you are driving in this direction. Westbound lane still looks pretty good out there, but again, we haven't seen too much change. It's still pretty early, so some of these roads are still sleepy. Showing you I-84 at the Y, another quiet stop for us this morning. Again, it's nice and early in the morning, so if you need anywhere that you have to be on time at, just make sure you leave now, because it's still pretty good. We are looking a little slow up on Karcher Road, but otherwise not a bad start to the day.
Now we'll look outside from the Treasure Valley Chevy Dealers Tower Cam.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the NFL running interference on smelling salts.
I've been distraught all day.
The league will no longer provide athletes with those pungent packets of ammonia for an extra jolt of energy or to get in the zone. The new rule is rubbing some NFL stars the wrong way.
I think it was a quick trigger to ban them. I'm going to be severely affected, to be honest with you.
Many athletes finding it useful, but the NFL citing an FDA warning from 2024 saying they're not safe and can mask the symptoms of a concussion.
This was a step that we felt that we needed to take as a league to make sure that our clubs were not providing something that we know, A, doesn't provide any sports benefit or advantage, and B, does have some potential downsides, and C, has also been discouraged from the FDA.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on the NFL smelling salt decision and the latest player reaction this morning. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
All right, everybody, it's 5 minutes before the hour. Welcome back to Good Morning Idaho. We're just starting to wrap things up this morning. In case you missed it, these are the top stories, though, that we're following from our neighborhood reporters.
I'm speaking exclusively with a Boise mom suing the school district for $50 million, claiming her 8-year-old son was sexually assaulted multiple times in an unsupervised school bathroom. Now she says the district failed to protect him, and other families deserve to know.
On Saturday, Meridian's Cherry Lane Library branch will close for renovations as part of the plant facility levy passed by Meridian voters in 2019.
While Cherry Lane hits pause, staff will assist other library locations, and these books will be checked out to other branches. And the bookmobile will still offer quality after-school programs for students in the neighborhood.
I'm senior reporter Don Nelson in McCall outside Toby's Place Thrift Shop. It is a place not only to shop, but it's a place for people with disabilities to learn how to interact, how to talk with customers, and learn lessons in life. It's been here for about 7 years, and it means so much to this entire community here in Valley County.
And you can learn more about all these stories on our website, idahonews6.com.
Now, the Out the Door forecast, brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors.
All right, well, let's get you out the door. You've got 6:57 as your time. So as you get ready for your morning, by 9 a.m., we'll be touching towards those upper 60s. Nice and cool by the time you get ready for lunch. Mid 70s, then we'll slowly be rising into those 80s this afternoon. Going to be nice and warm. If you want to read more about the forecast, head on over to idahonews6.com. Otherwise, let's get you ready for the day.
Idaho News 6 traffic is brought to you by Champion Windows.
Okay, 6:57 is now your time, and we're giving you a live look of downtown. Clouds hanging out with us this morning, and really, it's been so far a quiet start to the day. It's Friday Eve, right? So we've got places to go. If you're traveling around the area, again, here's what it looks like if you're making your way around Meridian. Looks pretty green across those roads, but as you make your way on I-84 eastbound, congestion there as usual. We're really used to that. Carter Road still looking like a slow up if you're heading in that westbound lane. Also on West Flamingo Avenue, you'll run into a little bit of stop and go if you're traveling southbound there. However, the rest of the area, if you're making your way on a West State Street, also another quiet spot that's usually pretty busy by this time of day. Again, it is 6:58 though, so it is pretty early, but at least it's Friday Eve rolling. Tomorrow will be Friday. The weekend is literally around the corner.
I know, it's coming up very quickly. Tomorrow we're going to be at the Nampa Festival of the Arts. That's going to be really fun to check out this weekend. A great event to come see, and we'll be there with a booth so everyone can stop by and say hi. And we'll be there tomorrow morning, kind of giving you a preview. And boy, the weather just looks fantastic. It just keeps rolling. We're so lucky.
Yeah, I'll be there on Saturday too, and that's supposed to be really nice and cool. So.
It's going to be great. Hey, thanks, Sophia. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Enjoy a beautiful Thursday out in the